What's going on, y'all? Got another video. Something that God has been showing me for a little while. Not something I really necessarily wanted to talk about because I just feel like whether people realize it or not, when God reveals stuff to you and you studying and God is calling you into ministry and teaching, it's a burden. It's a heavy burden because the more knowledge you have, the more responsibility. So I have to be very careful with what I teach or what I say because God is going to hold me accountable for it. But this message is called the people who have platforms, they shouldn't have been given platforms. So as you guys know, streaming is very popular nowadays with just the whole podcasting arena. It's very popular. And God started showing me that podcasting and streaming is popular because Satan is using that for his agenda. I'm not going to talk too long, but I'll just give 3 things of what God showed me of how, and I'll correlate it as far as it relates to the Bible as well. So we notice just from, if you go on Facebook, for example, if you go on Facebook, you'll see a lot of different reels and you'll see adult stars who are making skits or they're making, or they're being interviewed. This is done for a specific reason. And God began to show me that it's the reason why is that what the devil is doing is he is combining the adult film industry with streaming. That's why you see most times nowadays, you see adult film stars, they're doing podcasts or they're doing skits, and majority of the time it's always focused on their butt. No matter what it is, the camera always just goes to their butt. That's intentional. That's for a reason. It's for people to get comfortable. Since people won't go look at the adult content, you won't go on an actual site and look at it, the devil is putting it right in your face. Oh, you don't want to go to this site? I'm going to show it to you and I'm going to package it as if it's harmless. So all these different things is happening for a reason. The second way is you look at majority nowadays, most celebrities, they have podcasts, and these people are completely anti-God, and they're pushing their podcast and their idea to quiet the church unintentionally. The devil is pushing this because he does not want the church being the main influence. He wants his children to be the main influence. And when I say his children, I'm talking about the celebrities, those people that you follow, those people that you idolize, those people that are constantly engaged in whatever it is, depravity. Those are the ones that's being pushed, and it's done for a specific reason. And then the last one, what God began to show me, which is probably the most telling, is gossip. And if you look at majority of these podcasts nowadays, majority of it is all just gossip. They're just talking about other people, slandering people, putting people down. It's all intentional. Why is that the case? Because what does God hate? If you go to Proverbs 6:16 through 19, it says there's 2 things that God lists in the 7 things that God hates. 2 things are listed twice. You know what that is? That's gossip. So these podcasts that are being pushed, and you have all these different podcasts of people coming out and they're talking about stuff that happened in 1995 and somebody slept with somebody's husband in 1995. That's done for a reason. It's to brainwash you. It is to get you so comfortable with gossip where gossip just comes out. Nowadays people, gossip is like addicting. So the thing, as Christians and as people, we need to understand, I'm not saying that podcasting and streaming is bad. I'm not saying it is of the devil. I'm not saying that the devil created it. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the devil is using it as a tool. And we need to be careful. We need to be mindful. And we need to be prayerful. That's all I have to say.